Hello and welcome to my favorite characters from seasons 1 and 2 of House of Cards. I just recently finished season 2 of House of Cards in January of 2015. I stopped watching the show after season 1 because I just felt like a slimy greaseball because of all the horrible things that Frank was doing. But I really enjoyed season 2. I saw the trailer for season 3 and I got really excited about watching season 3 and watching the show again. And so I went back and watched season 2, which I hadn't seen before recently, and now it's February, so I figure let's get ready for House of Cards coming at the end of this month. So season 3 is coming up. Let's take some time to look back at our favorite characters through the first two seasons. Here's my list, and at the end of the video, I'll link to a video I'll be making later where we can make our own fan top 10 for seasons 1, 2, and 3. So, with that being said, let's get that out of the way. My number 10 favorite character is Linda Vasquez. She doesn't really get that much screen time, but every time she's on screen, I just really like how she plays the game of House of Cards. She's very cunning, and you can see there's a lot going on behind her eyes. She's always thinking, she's always planning, and I really hope she comes back in season 3. Last I think she got kicked out of under Frank's realm. But I think there might have been something where they're trying to bring her back. I can't remember though. But hopefully she's back. That'd be great. Here's another picture of her. I think this is her in the Oval Office talking to probably Garrett. Number 9 favorite character is Jackie Sharp. I really like Jackie because she comes across to people she wants to come across to as being stupid, or just a girl who just kind of happened to fall upon this position. But then in other scenes where she's with her closest circle, you can really see she's moving the cogs of the wheel and really making plays, and that's really cool to see. So she comes across as being naive or stupid, but really she's making a lot of moves behind the scenes. And she really is a lot like Frank Underwood, a female version of Frank Underwood. She says she's not, and I'm very interested to see where her character goes in the future, because she is going to butt heads more with Frank Underwood, I think. And she might be involved in taking Frank Underwood down eventually. Who knows? Because she has the skills to do it, I think. And she's very Frank Underwood-esque. She's very cutthroat, as you see in this slideshow, or this image here, where she ends up using this guy's illegal bastard daughter, I think it was, and exposing him to ruin this guy's political career. She's just horrible. And she played it off as just being like, I'm just being really nice to this old man. You know, he thinks I'm the greatest, sweetest little thing ever, and she just kills him. So I really like Jackie Sharp. I'm looking forward to seeing her be on screen more in season 3 and make some more moves or whatever happens. The only thing I don't like about her is her and Remy's relationship. That just seems like an unnecessary slip up. But that's House of Cards. House of Cards is really a show about people, and almost every character on this list, you watch them for a couple episodes or parts of seasons and you're like, wow, this person's really cool, but then you see their darker or their weaknesses. You see their imperfections, and that's Jackie's imperfection, I guess, is maybe she's a little lonely or needs reinforcement from other people. Number 8 is Seth Grayson. Recently just came on the show, I think halfway through season 2. And I actually liked the guy who ended up going to SpaceX, the other PR guy, better at first, but now Seth Grayson in the last, 4 episodes of season 2, I really grew to like a lot. I don't know what it is about him. Again, he's got the Remy connection. I just really don't like Remy, so anytime anyone's connected to Remy, I just distrust them immediately, because Remy is just such a sleazeball. So I really like Seth Grayson, though. I think he's going to have... I don't know where he's going to go from here, but I think it's going to be interesting. And I like the way he thinks, and I like the way he approaches things. I like his outlook on the whole situation. Zoe Barnes obviously was only in this second season for 1 episode, and that was it for her. So it's been a while since I've seen her, because I watched season 1 probably in I don't know, it might have been a year. I don't know, it was a while ago anyway. So I've kind of forgotten what it was like to have Zoe Barnes around. So she's at number 7, which is kind of low, but I remember her being painful to watch on screen because she was out of her element a lot. And I mean, she's cute as a button, but she was going too far and digging too much in a world that she didn't understand. Like she was just too young to be in this situation, too inexperienced, too green. In a lot of ways, I'd compare her to Ned Stark. They both had a similar time span. Ned Stark from Game of Thrones, in case you didn't know, they both didn't know how to play the game properly, but they're both very likable on screen at times. But they're also painful because they were so naive or so short-sighted. But I think they're very comparable. So Zoe Barnes, very interesting character and very good-looking, and that's it. I guess we won't be seeing her in season 3. Number 6 is Edward Meacham. I only have one picture for Edward because there's not much online for him for pictures of any decent resolution. He had a interesting season, to say the least. I didn't know what to really make of the threesome scene. Yeah, that's House of Cards for you. Every time you think you're getting to know a person or a character or a set of characters, the directors and the show writers reveal another side that you don't expect. Which, I mean, Edward didn't really have much say in that. He was just kind of like drunk and happy and just, just going for it. So I really like him. I think he's, I don't know what his upward mobility is in this show, but I really like when he comes on the screen. When he comes on screen, I get quite excited. Not excited. Excited is not the right word. I get really happy. He's just a happy person to see on the screen. You kind of sympathize with him because he's just some guy. He's just doing a job, simple job. So that's it. Number 6. Number 5. Also, I believe a season 2 edition. I don't think he was in season 1. Gavin Orsay. At first, I'm like, I don't know about this guy. I'm still not 100% sure about the casting. I feel like I recognize his face from somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. But I do like him. I think that it surprised me how easily I forgot about how he screwed over the journalist guy, who I forget the name of. And now the journalist guy is basically in jail for the rest of his life, for 10 years or something. And how easily I forgot about that. He's got this really interesting dynamic with the FBI right now, or maybe it's the CIA, probably both of them. This was a really great scene when he was woofing like a dog. And he's one of the characters. I think if you look at the long-term scope of the show, I would say Gavin's got a long-term range. He's going to have a big arc, and I'm not sure where it's going to lead him, but he could be one of those guys to bring down Frank long-term. But we'll see. You never know with the show. The show's full of surprises and twists and turns. So I really look forward to seeing Gavin in season 3. It looks like he's going to take another step forward. Doug Stamper. Doug Stamper's probably in some ways my absolute favorite character, but in other ways he's just so detestable. I love him a lot in that like his look. I mean, just look at his eyes. His eyes are so fiery and passionate, and he's so focused and driven. And the way he's acted and the way the voice of the actor is really compelling. And I really, he's a thrill to watch on screen. Every scene he's in is just dynamite. He really steals the show when he's on screen. He might be the best acting character on the show, in my opinion. He's up there, certainly in the top 5. So the problem with him, though, is his obsession with Rachel Posner. It's his alcohol again. It's his addiction, and it's just like, wow, man, could you not just let that go? And so now we're at the end of season 2. The question, obviously, probably one of the bigger questions going into season 3 is he alive? And if he is alive, I guess the next question would be, what condition is he in? Does he have a, I mean, this is stretching because I don't have any proof of this, but does he have any, does he have stroke? Does he have full function of his head and his limbs and stuff? Does he have paralysis or anything? Maybe he can't speak. I don't know. I think he will be alive. I don't know what the limitations will be, if there will be any. I just can't see him coming back being 100%. It just seems I would like him to. What I really want to see Doug Stamper do is I want to see him come back 100% and then give up his pursuit of this girl, which I don't think that's really going to happen because she stole his car. So that kind of rules that out. But what's more likely to happen maybe is Doug comes back partially correctly, but he's not well enough to do his job or something, and then he just basically drinks himself into depression and suicide. Like that's probably a more realistic outlook on this dark show and the rest of his character, which would be a horrible end for him. But I mean, that could very well happen. So a sad end to Doug Stamper so far, but there's still we'll see what happens. Frank Underwood, number 3. It's always kind of a boring selection when you put the main character in here, but I mean he's got to be in here. I'd put him higher if I could. I'd put him lower if I could, but I can't. He's got to go right here. His monologues are great. I really liked him a lot more in season 2, I think, than season 1. I'm not sure why. He just seemed less sleazy. I think it was the Zoe thing. The Zoe relationship just really was like, oh man, this is just so dirty. So now he's president, and it's pretty sick. I'm really looking forward to seeing him as president and seeing, because we saw Garrett in the presidency, and we're like, man, Garrett's like, he's like all right. He's a very realistic president. How many moves is he making? How much turmoil is being caused? Well, let's see how much turmoil is caused with this presidency, and let's see how long it lasts, because he hasn't actually been elected, and I don't know how much years are left in this little term here before he has to actually have an election, which would be interesting. But I'm really looking forward to seeing him become the Emperor of America or whatever they have. They're not going to do that probably, but we'll see what happens with Frank Underwood. Should be interesting. And here he is looking at the camera having a monologue. I think one of the best monologues was at the end of episode 1, I think, of season 2, after he killed Zoe. And he's talking to you and he says, oh, something like, I missed you or welcome back or something. And then it pans down and it says F-U, which are his initials on his cufflinks. So sick. That's just like the director's just toying with our emotions. Number 2 is his wife, Claire Underwood. This was the scene that really sold it for me. I've always been very captivated by her character. She's extremely complicated and dark, you could say. certainly tormented by things, but very fascinating to watch on screen. Probably the thing I dislike most about Claire would be two things probably. The one organization she set up with that Asian girl that she like chewed out for being pregnant and like got her like fired and stuff, which that was in season 1. And then I think this was also in season 1 where she had that relationship with the artist. Those two things bothered me, but now we're past those. And she really had a pretty clear sailing season 2, other than like dealing with her abortion thing. I really liked how she handled a lot of things in this season. She really just she went on the attack. Like she got rid of Russo's girlfriend out of the whole office, basically from like talking to people. And I just love how she handled that the female private who was raped. She was like really nice to her, and also like really demanding of her in a very nice way, which is really nice to see. So Claire Underwood's definitely a really interesting character, and I really look forward to seeing her for the rest of the show, for as long as she's alive, because she's fascinating, and every time she's on the screen, she's up to something. And it's cool because with Frank, we often get to see a lot of his planning or his thoughts behind things, whereas Claire, we don't have the monologuing, but we see more just the results. Like, bam, she's doing this, and bam, she's doing that. So it's kind of cool to see that too. Number 1 for my favorite character of seasons 1 and 2 so far is Rachel Posner. I didn't like Rachel Posner in season 1. This is her in season 1. She was being a call girl and basically was used of Frank and Stamper to crush not Remy, forgot this guy's Russo. And so I didn't like her in season 1, but season 2, holy cow, she turned it up. Again, the only thing I didn't like about this one, again, was her lesbian thing, but that was more of a comforting thing and also like a defiance to Stamper. If she could just stay away from having sex, that would probably be better for her. It just causes too much emotional drama in her life. She needs to I don't know what in the world is going to happen to Rachel Pilot. She's on the run with a government car. I mean, in the middle of the woods. Like, I don't know where in the world she's going to go. This could be bad. She could be in big trouble. Maybe we'll never see her again. I don't know. That's probably not going to happen. But very interesting. I really love her character, and I can't wait to see what happens. Thanks for watching. Oh no, we got one more picture of her. This is her after she got rid of, I think it was Lisa, in her apartment. So thanks for watching, guys. This is me signing off. We got two related content sections. One at Game of Thrones, which I do a couple of videos every year for my personal top 10s and then the fans' top 10s based on some comments just to determine who the favorite characters are in the show. And I think we're going to do the same thing for House of Cards. So after I've finished watching House of Cards Season 3, I'll make my personal top 10 for the characters from Seasons 1, 2, and 3, and then you guys will respond in the comments to that video, hopefully. That'd be awesome. And then based on those comments, I'll add them all up based on how they're assigned to characters, and we'll give them values. And then maybe a year from now, in February, early February, late January, I'll add them all up, put them in a video, and say, here's, based on the comments, the top 10 characters from Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of House of Cards. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one. Looking forward to Season 3.